My name is Martin Brown. I'm the Transport Manager for Taylor Transport. We're based in Perthshire in Scotland. We're the prime haulier for Tay-Pack potatoes. We have a 10% market share of the UK fresh potato market. We have 9 vehicles, 6 of which are Volvos, and all of which are equipped with Dynafleet Online. So, 7 o'clock in the morning. This is my office. It's away from the hustle and bustle of the factory, a bit quieter. We can get on with things here. First thing we'll do today, we'll get Dynafleet Online booted up. We've got quite a lot to do today. We've got loads to go to Doncaster, we've got 15 pickups locally, and we've got a lot of empty boxes to go out. Best thing to do, let's get Dynafleet up and running, and let's get going. Dynafleet's up and running now, so we can see exactly where everything is. What this shows me is where all the trucks are at this point in time, which is great. 3 different sectors here. We have the Wave 1 deliveries from the yard here at Mancur. They're all out doing their deliveries. They got their messages this morning, so they're all away. We've got 2 chaps here returning from the south. They'll be back just shortly, so we need to watch them. We'll be needing to come back to them very shortly. 2 trucks heading south this morning. Now, we had a problem here. The M74 was closed on us around here this morning for an hour and a half. Cleverly, this chap here phoned him and he diverted off here. But the problem it gives us is they were an hour apart. They're now more like 2 hours apart. So we need to keep an eye on him. We need to watch him as the course of the day, make sure he can meet his delivery time. We need to make sure we have trailers back in the yard, loaded for these guys to take back out, so minimise the downtime. And then right at the back of that, we've got the trucks returning from the south. They'll be in about half an hour after them. Again, getting trailers in place, preloaded with the right boxes for them just to pick up and go out. They'll still have time left on their card today to do 1 or 2 local deliveries, so we'll certainly employ them on that and get the best out of that truck for today. But we need to keep an eye on this guy here. He could cause us some problems. 7 o'clock in the morning, he's still to go to Doncaster today by 4:30, so we'll come back to him during the course of the day. Now, whilst the live maps with Dynafleet Online are fantastic to show you where your trucks are, what speed they're doing, how much driving time the drivers used of the day, another excellent feature of it is the messaging function. We're big users of the messaging function, whether it be sitting here at the computer with a keyboard, or whether I be out in the car, shopping, out and about with my PDA, the message will auto-forward to my PDA. Now, that's great functionality. We can send the drivers a message, it's black and white, it tells me exactly what they need to do, there's no dubiety, there's no missed calls on the telephone. It's a message to their screen, they receive that. If they have a problem, they have a keyboard the same as this in their cab. It's an infrared keyboard, there's no wires. They type in the message, it comes up on their Dynafleet screen, and they simply send it to me. Within seconds, I've either got it here on the screen or directly to my handheld. So I'm never more than 2 feet away from all of my fleet. 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. They can get hold of me if they have any problems in the middle of nowhere and they have issues. They can still get hold of me, whereas they may not have a signal on their phone. So the messaging function for us was one of the biggest features why we wanted Dynafleet Online, and it provides that function 100% for us. Hi Graham. This one will be loaded for David Hay. Just take it straight. There's no load to come back, so David knows you're coming. He's waiting on you. Just straight back here for another when you're finished.
That's fine.
Okay, cheers. Another one away. This is what happens in the backyard. It's just 52 boxes out all the time. Another one there going away to a farm. It's continuous movement of boxes all the time. Always on flats when they go back empty. Again, all keyed down to productivity. What we're looking for around here is trucks in the right places, the right boxes being loaded on. These are all the farmers' boxes to go back to farm. They have to be delivered back timelessly. I do this every morning just to make sure everything's tickety-boo. All of these trucks are lined up, and if any one of them, especially at the front end, is delayed, then it delays them all. We're going to have a steady flow of each truck leaving on time from the backyard. So really there's no time for downtime. When these guys come back, they'll drop this trailer, pick up another one that's loaded. There's one loaded over there, for instance. That will go out just shortly. And so on and so forth. We continually do this to maximise the productivity of the fleet. Right, it's 9:20 in the morning. Happy enough with the way the yard's looking. Everything's fine. Deliveries are all out. Need to get some messages sent now. The Wave 1 trucks are nearly back. Want to get these guys knowing what they're doing, so when they come back, simple change of trailer and straight back out the door. So now send some messages. We mentioned earlier how important the messaging function is to us. Now the Wave 1 trucks are nearly back. It's time to get these messages out to the trucks so the drivers know what they're doing. Simply click on the messaging screen and type your message in like this. What that message is telling the driver, he knows he's going to Middlebank with his Wave 1 delivery. He'll be reloading there this variety of potato for coming here. So we'll see him just shortly with that. And we can add the vehicle to that message very simply. We select the truck we want to send it to, add him to the message, and send it. Within a couple of seconds, the driver will get that in his cab and he'll know exactly what he's doing at the farm. Dynafleet was introduced to me by the Volvo truck salesman back in 2006. We had previously used telematics with a third-party system, so we weren't new to it. We knew what we were wanting and we knew where we needed to go with it. Whilst we knew the first systems were good, we needed it to be better. And the Dynafleet system was demonstrated to me back in 2006, which was Mark 1 Dynafleet. I was very impressed with it, the level of detail it gave me of the fleet, and not just of the truck itself, but also gave me driver information in terms of what the drivers were doing and how they were managing the resource of the truck for us. That was back in 2006. The first 2 trucks came with it fitted directly at the factory, which was great. No aftermarket retrofitting, straight into the truck, delivered here, working. We now have all the vehicles on it, whether they are Volvo or Scania or Iveco. And the good thing about Dynafleet is it can integrate into any truck through an FMS gateway. As long as the truck has that, we can interrogate the truck for the information. So Dynafleet's allowed us to, it gave us what we were looking for in the next step of telematics. It wasn't just tracking, it was what's happening with the resource of the vehicle, the fuel, the driver, and how the driver was managing the truck. How was he driving? Was he driving it to the best of his ability? And then that spins off with the Volvo driver training as well. And we really can make the driver quite an asset to our business, and then getting him to get the best performance out of both himself and the truck. It all comes down to fuel usage at the end of the day, and we're doing really well. It's saved us a lot of miles per gallon over the pace. One of my key roles here is driver training. We're not trying to teach them how to drive trucks, they already know how to do that, but what we're trying to get is the best out of the vehicle and the driver. Well, one of the new drivers in here just now, so let's go over some of last week's figures. Hi Graham, how you doing?
Fine, yeah.
Good, not too bad. I'll not keep you too long because I know you've another load to do. You've been with us a wee while now, things are going really good. I just thought I'd show you some of the Dynafleet reports that I can get from Dynafleet online. This is a report for last week for the vehicle you were driving and compared to one other one in the fleet.
Right.
Fuel consumption's bang on, quite happy with everything else.
Sure.
One thing that sticks out, Graham, idling time.
Right.
You'll see here 14.8% against 4.3% for our vehicle. Now I can show you that in a different way. On the bar graphs, you can see it here. Your idling time is quite a bit out of kilter there. I think when we're on farm being loaded or we're on site, just shut the engine down.
Right, sure.
Any opportunity you can, just cut that idling time out. You'll save a lot of fuel. In line with the rest of the drivers, just set a little challenge for next week to get that 14.8% down to 9.5.
Okay.
We'll try and monitor that.
Is that quite easy to achieve there?
I think we'll achieve that. I think we'll achieve that without any great issues.
Right.
Well, I'll give you these. You can have a look through the rest of the information. It's all there, and we'll bring you again next week.
Okay, man. Right.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Cheers. I've set Graham a challenge of 9.5% for his idling time. He'll manage that no problem, but we do this with all the drivers. Every week we set them a challenge to reduce their idling time and reduce certain bits of the Dynafleet reports. Always improves the fuel consumption. It's quite a good bit of fun, bit of healthy competition as well amongst the drivers. Rush is out the way, a bit quieter now in the afternoon. I can bring you up to speed now on one of Dynafleet's other uses. This is geofencing, basically electronic fences which you can set up around your locations. And basically what it does is Dynafleet Online will alert me when one of our vehicles enters a geofence location. We've set this up around one of our sites just along the road, which isn't manned. The 3 lines here are the actual geofences. They can't be seen on the ground, of course. You can only see it on Dynafleet Online. This one here is the arrival line, which triggers the others to be active. And you can see the driver is just leaving the geofence. We've just heard the geofence trigger to say he's left the site. It's a very useful tool. You can set these geofences up to be as wide or as narrow as you want. This is set up around a very small location, but it can go much, much larger, and you can set the inner and outer cordons And for different areas of the site, if you want to monitor where vehicles are on or off the site, or different locations within the site, it can also pick that up. This point here being the central location for the geofence, and then you just set your outer cordon. So it's a very useful part of Dynafleet Online. So we use it on one of our other sites just to monitor lone working drivers in there on their own, so we know when they're in and we also know when they've left. So, 6 o'clock at night, it's been a good day, a normal day. Dynafleet Online's functioned perfectly. We've had trucks down to Doncaster, trucks up to Aberdeen, all without hitch. Going home now with my PDA, so if there are any problems tonight, I'll hear about it quite quickly. And back in 12 hours to do it all over again.